Shalom. It's Kanai from GMS, Gary, Indiana. First, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to our elders in GMS who rule well. Peace and blessings to those of you teaching the gospel, for the love of your heart throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. All right, we're going to start off here in Proverbs 14, verse 1. It says, "Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands." All right, every wise woman buildeth her house. Because so often we speak of, how, we're supposed to be as human beings and that serve the Lord. And, much of the time we speak of men, and how, the husband is supposed to be. But we also should speak about how the wife and the woman is supposed to be, I mean, not that we don't do our lessons on it, but, as men, we talk about, things that pertain to men mostly. But, the wife has a role in her relationship too with the Lord, All right, so every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. All right, because, the woman is supposed to be a helpmeet unto her husband, and that's what she rules over. She's supposed to rule over the house. She's supposed to make sure that, all the chores and things of the house are done. And she's supposed to, be the head over her children, making sure that they're doing right, by the husband, So she's supposed to be doing right by the husband and her children as well. All right, it says, "But the foolish plucketh it down with her hands." All right, so that's a disrespectful woman, man, that doesn't listen to what her husband has to say. She plucketh her house down with her hands, man, She ruins her own household, Hey, but it says, "But the wise woman builds her house." All right, that's the woman that listens to her husband. All right, because, like we said, she's supposed to be a help unto her husband. That's what the Lord made the woman for. All right. Hey, the woman is supposed to complete the man, All right. Everything goes by what the man says. Whatever the man wants, that's what the woman needs to do. All right, it's to complete the man's orders. It's to fulfill the man's wishes, not her own. All right, the man is the leader in the relationship. And, the one that makes the decisions, that should be the woman's husband, man, Right. Go to Proverbs 21. is verse 9. It says, "It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop, all right, than with a brawling woman in a wide house." All right, it is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop, all right, than with a brawling woman in a wide house. All right, so it's better to have be in this small section of the household, far away from her, than to dwell with a brawling woman in a wide house. So even though you got this spacious house, and you have you and your wife in there, if your wife is always wanting to fight or argue about things, man, doesn't matter what type of house you have, you don't want to be around. You don't want to be around that, you know. Hey, man, it is pretty much almost natural for a man to follow this advice right here, man. You know, to follow this proverb, man. And I'm sure many men have followed this proverb, Proverbs 21 verse 9. Many men have followed this proverb, man. Probably without even realizing it. All right, I know I have. You know, even in the world, man, you know. I mean, I wouldn't say, like I've had myself a wife or anything, but it says a brawling woman, man, and a lot of women have that spirit on them in this world, man. All right, let's jump down to 19. All right, because we just read about the woman that plucketh down her house with her hands, man. All right, that's how they do it, by being disrespectful, by being argumentative, all right, by being hateful, all right, by always wanting to fight and argue, you know, trying to get her husband locked up, trying to put her hands on her husband, or trying to get people to come beat him up. What man in their right mind wants to deal with any of that? You know? All right, Proverbs 21, verse 19. "It is better to dwell in the wilderness, all right, than with a contentious and an angry woman." See? It is better to dwell, you know what I'm saying, in the wilderness, man, and in wildlife, amongst dangerous animals, man, than to dwell with a contentious and angry woman. All right, because at least in the wilderness, you know what to expect, man, With the angry woman, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what's gonna, ignite her hatred, You don't know what she's gonna do. She don't know you don't know when she's gonna pop you in the face. All right, you don't know what kind of traps she has in mind for you. You don't know what kind of mind game she's gonna play with you. You don't know when she's gonna call somebody to get you locked up for something you didn't do. You don't know when she's gonna lie about something. You don't know when she's gonna mislead you. All right, you don't know when she's gonna plot against you. All right, try to steal all your money. You don't know what these women will do, man. You know? Let's go. All right, let's go Proverbs 30 and 23. Well, no, let's go 21. Proverbs 30:21. It says, for these three things the earth is disquieted, and for four which it cannot bear. It says, for a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he is filled with meat. All right, it says, for an odious woman when she is married, and an handmaid that is heir to her mistress. All right, so it says, for an odious woman when she is married. Like we said, man, the woman is supposed to be helping the man. You know, that's the reason for the marriage, you know. All right, this is why, you know, the Lord created Eve for Adam, which was to help him, you know. It says, for an odious woman when she is married. So these four things, it says the earth is disquieted, and it cannot bear these things, you know. It says, for an odious woman when she is married. So odious is like unsatisfactory, like unacceptable, you know, or unpleasant. You know, just a disrespectful woman, you know, when she is married, or a useless woman, man, you know. For an odious woman when she is married, it defeats the purpose of marriage. You know, when you marry, you're supposed to build with each other. You know, like the verse we led with, you know, a virtuous woman buildeth her house, you know. But, you know, like an odious woman when she is married, that defeats the purpose of the marriage, because she's constantly tearing the marriage apart, tearing it down. She's not building. She's not helping. She's hurting. You know? All right, so let's go Proverbs again, and verse 4. It says, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. All right, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. You know, that's a decent and a respectful woman, man, to her husband. All right, to her husband, she is a glory unto him. You know? And he's happy to have that woman, man. It says, but she that maketh ashamed All right, the disrespectful woman, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. You know? So for you women out there that's married, you know, or you're engaged, or you have a man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, make your man. Don't break him, man. Make your husband. Don't break your husband. You know, because he's thinking in his mind like, man, why did I ever decide to marry this woman, man? All right, she makes me sick every day that goes by. She makes me sick. Every day that goes by, she makes me weaker. All right, I can't stand her. You know, like why did I ever make a vow to this woman? You know, that's what a wicked woman is like, man. Nobody wants to be married to a wicked woman, man. A woman that doesn't respect her own husband, that doesn't listen to her own husband. All right, a woman that tears down rather than builds with her husband. All right, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. See? So for you women out there, make or break your husband, man. Make them, don't break them. All right, make your house, don't break your house. All right. Hope this was an edifying lesson. Shalom. All praises and glory and honor goes unto Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Karkwadash.